XT, Temple of the Starborne, High Sun. A double arc of sapphire suns crowns the sky, casting sharp shadows over the colossus gate of the Temple of the Starborne. Its Gopurath, the sky throne, clad in writhing bas-reliefs of celestial beasts and memory crystal saints. Mounds of starlit sand and serpentwood scaffolds cluster at the threshold, where laborers in sun-dyed tunics chisel at the living stone, their hammers ringing with renewal. Amidst the churn and clamor, Henrion Dactor, shield-bearer of the sapphire houses, stands sentinel beside a whirring sky scooter, visor glinting, arms crossed in ritual salute. "Master Overkill," he calls, his voice bold yet warm as morning thunder. "The Starborne's heart is restless. Will you stand with me when the gate breathes again?" Master Overkill, beast friend of the verdant mansions, emerges from the arbor shadow, broad and grinning, clutching a frail, fluttering message moth in one calloused hand. The wildlings whisper of old powers waking Henrion, but if the gate opens and the outsider's shadow falls within, I'll guard both kin and stone or wrestle the galaxy itself. A shared laugh rises, bright as chimes, as a gust stirs the palm fronds and sculpts light across the ancient carvings, heralding the moment the stranger's journey truly begins. XT Pond of the Dreaming Temple. Day. A hush settles beneath the blazing twin suns as Master Overkill strides toward the pond of the Dreaming Temple, its crystalline surface rippling with the breath of unseen spirits. Moss-veiled pillars rise from the water, supporting the ancient dome, half swallowed by flowering vines, its stone etched in the cipher of vanished ages. Jambatean, Hearthwood envoy, waits at the pond's edge, weaving garlands from sun fronds and coconut silk, her laughter mingling with the song of hidden birds. "The waters remember every pilgrim Overkill," she calls, her voice echoing gentle assurance. "Step carefully, or the pond will mirror all you fear." Overkill grins, dipping his scarred hand into the cool azure depths. Spectral koi spiral from the shadows, brushing his palm with glimmers of starlight. "Let them show me," he bellows, shaking droplets onto the breeze. Even wild kin must face their own reflection. From the shade, Henrion Dactor surveys the tranquil scene, visor raised, eyes glittering. "Do not tarry, friends. The outsider nears, bearing the scent of distant storms and impossible hope." As Janba nods in welcome and Overkill's laughter rings across the water, a hush falls. The planet itself seems to hold its breath, awaiting the stranger's first step into the circle of memory and moss. XT, solar table of the Emerald Repose. High sun, beneath the shadow of spiraling sun palms and sapphire-leafed lantani, the outsider, his straw-tasseled helm askew, rose vestments bright against his sunburned skin, sits at the solar table of the Emerald Repose. Laid before him on a rune-etched meal disk, a mosaic of steaming sun-grain, fire fruit chutney, and golden cloud root gleams in the noonday light. In his hand, a chalice of frost-bloom buttermilk rimmed with the dust of star herbs. Janbatean, laughter dancing in her eyes, arranges a garland of singing fronds about his shoulders. "All pilgrims break bread here, stranger. By the law of the Hearthwood envoys, not even the wild wind may turn you away," she says, voice gentle as she gestures to the lush horizon where a fuel spire hums softly, gathering ether from the twin suns. From the garden vale, Henrion Dactor approaches, his shield glinting, grinning wide. "Fear not the taste of new worlds, for every bite is an oath, and every sip a promise. The land welcomes you, if only you dare savor it." As the outsider lifts his cup, a distant message moth flutters by, bearing the laughter of unseen kin, the air shimmering with the warmth of acceptance and the perilous undercurrent of the unknown. XT balcony of the Sun-Forged Palace. Afternoon, Sunbeams pour molten gold across the timber lattice of the balcony, where Henry and Dactor leans, helm in hand, gazing out over a tapestry of crimson-tiled biospires and moss-clad ramparts sleeping beneath the sway of sky palms. The air shimmers with the scent of sap and distant sea, and in the hush, Clarithia Withani appears beside him, laughter dancing in her eyes as she balances a frost blossom at the tip of her finger. "Henrion, do you ever dream of old stones remembering us?" she asks, her voice a melody mingling with the breeze. Henrion smiles, planting his shield against the balustrade's carvings, careful not to disturb the delicate mind fungi coiled near the rail. "Every stone in Zephyra sings a memory, Clarithia. The palace listens, even when we think it slumbers." Below, the emerald courtyard pulses with reflected light. No footsteps, only the promise of secrets swirling between shadowed fronds. Clarithia flicks the frost blossom, its petals shimmer, igniting a brief flare that arcs into the quiet. "The outsider lingers," she murmurs, hope and warning entwined in her gaze. "Shall we trust him to walk the memory path before the watchers wake?" Henrion's answer floats on the sunlit air, gentle, unyielding. "We must, for the world's heart beats loudest when strangers dare its gates." And above them, the breeze carries the unspoken, that even in peace, the bones of adventure rattle softly, eager for dusk. XT, Garden of the Wellspring Palace. Afternoon. Sunlight fractured by sapphire leaf palms dapples the garden of the Wellspring Palace, where terra orb planters overflow with luminescent moss and fragrant heliandra blooms. The ancient well of remembrance stands sentinel in the foreground, its stone rim etched with star maps, the wooden pulley creaking as a soft breeze stirs memories from its depths. Henry and Dactor, visor propped atop his brow, leans against the weathered pillar, his laughter echoing as Mazda Overkill brandishes a garland of glimmer fronds toward the gathered companions at the shaded threshold of a biosphere dome. "You see, Clarithia," Overkill boasts, eyes sparkling. "In every wild garden, the oldest roots hold the planet's secrets. Who dares to draw from the well may glimpse the first dawn." Clarithia Withani, her robe awash in sunlight, twirls a blossom between nimble fingers and grins. "Dare, yes, but only with friends to steady the rope, lest we find only shadows below." From the house's embrace, Jambateyan calls, waving them close, her voice a mosaic of welcome. "Come, travelers." The council gathers, and the well's memory is restless. In this moment of lush peace, a pause before unknown trials, the outsider and his band stand poised between comfort and the ancient call to adventure, their laughter mingling with birdsong and the distant hum of a world on the brink of revelation. Exto River of Echoes. Late afternoon, beneath the radiant blaze of the twin suns, the River of Echoes winds serene through a corridor of emerald canopy, its surface a living mirror, shimmering with the sky's blue flame and the ghostly silhouettes of forgotten kin. Hartak of the river folk kneels at the mossy bank, his weathered hands coiling a line of thorn silk, a glimmering bait pod dangling above the glassy water. A river this clear remembers every footfall, every whisper. "Be gentle," he murmurs, his voice low as reeds in the wind. Clarithia Withani stands nearby, sunlight catching in her rose-gold hair, laughter warm as she calls to the shadows. "Master Overkill, do your wild kin swim here yet, or have they fled your thunder?" From the fern thicket, Mazda Overkill emerges, arms laden with ripe star bananas, grinning. "Only the boldest linger, Clarithia. Shall we tempt fate and see who answers?" With an exuberant cry, he hurls a banana skyward, where it is snatched mid-arc by a darting river monkey, its silver fur flashing as it vanishes into the treetops, the troops' chorus echoing like chimes. Across the bank, Nuli of the Mirrored Veil waves a hand, signaling to Henry and Doctor, who polishes the lens of his crystal sight globe, muttering about clarity and omens. As the gentle ripples lap at their boots, Jan Batayan tucks a blossom behind her ear and gazes across the water to a distant sunlit shrine half-veiled by palms. "There," she whispers, awe-coloring her tone, "the hidden threshold. Only those who dare the silent crossing may glimpse the temple's heart." For a breathless moment, the company stands suspended between reflected sky and secret earth, their shadows entwined upon the water, the adventure's promise as bright and silent as the river's gleam. Ixti River of Echoes. Evening, a hush as deep as the void settles over the glimmering expanse of the River of Echoes, its glassy surface duplicating emerald jungles and the distant sapphire-crowned peaks in flawless symmetry. The party's slender driftcraft, carved from hollowed shimmer reed, glides with silent grace, casting only the faintest ripple. At the bow, Nully of the Mirrored Veil perches cross-legged, sunlight caught in the silver threads of her signal cloak, grinning as she dangles her bare toe just above the water's skin. "Hartak, they say one touch summons a silver-scale spirit. Shall I prove our luck or doom us all?" she calls, laughter bubbling as the rest hush, watching for a sign. Hartak of the river folk, eyes steady and voice low, tightens his grip on the thorn silk line. "Careful, Nully. These currents cradle old hungers. The echo fish taste secrets, not flesh." From amid the driftcraft's shadow, Shadowmar III leans out, winking toward the mirrored world below. Or perhaps the river merely hungers for a hero's song? Who among us dares a chorus? As Nully dips her toe at last, a ripple spirals outward. The surface shimmers, and spectral fishes flicker in the depths, their scales glinting with dreamlight. Far ahead, Jan Batayan points toward a half-veiled shrine upon the distant shore, voice trembling with awe. "There, the temple of the Starborne. Only those who do not flinch from their own reflection may cross." The driftcraft floats onward, tension and wonder braided with the golden hush, each companion's heart beating in time with the slow, ancient pulse of Zephyra's secret waters. XD, Mirror Sedge Haven, afternoon. The driftcraft drifts to a gentle halt at the shimmering verge of Mirror Sedge Haven, where the River of Echoes widens into a radiant blue expanse ringed by palm spires and emerald blaze fern. Beyond, the ancient hills, cloaked in riotous green, rear up, their crags laced with memory vines and veiled in the lazy mist of the twin suns. White-walled domes with crimson glyph roofs nestle at the forest's hem, the air pulsing with the silent song of unseen minds. Henry and Doctor steps ashore, visor glinting, his voice buoyant. "Another paradise, Nully, a vision so bright it could heal the weariness from 1,000 exiles." Nully of the Mirrored Veil bounds beside him, bare feet sinking into moss, sending ripples of laughter skittering across the glassy water. She spins, arms wide, drawing a signal globe from her sash and releasing it skyward. The orb bursts, scattering a flock of message moths that flicker glyphs of greeting and challenge. "You! Will you climb the Star Hills, outsider? Are you strong enough for the ascent?" Henrian grins, raising his shield toward the cloud-wreathed peaks. "Every pilgrim dreams of the skyward climb, but none face it alone. Come, let's test if the legends of Zephyra are matched by mortal courage." As Nully flashes a sly wink, even the most tranquil world hides its wildest trials. The wind shifts, bearing the far-off chime of temple bells and the promise of riddles yet unspoken, while the stillness of the river cradles their reflections, brave, uncertain, and unbreakably together, on the threshold of the forbidden ascent. Lake of Serene mirrors. Late afternoon, sunfire glances off the still waters of the Lake of Serene mirrors, its surface a trembling prism, mirroring the citrine blaze of Zephyra's twin suns, and the emerald riot of tangled jungle rising behind. Towering star palms stand sentinel along the shore, their fronds scribing slow glyphs across the sky as a hush falls over all, save the distant chorus of mist larks, trilling in the secret tongue of old Zephyra. On the moss sweet bank, Henrian Dactor kneels, his crystalline visor set aside, cupping water into his hands. Clarithia Vitani stands nearby, the glow of her spirit cincture scattering motes of rose-gold light onto the reeds. She stirs a steaming flask, its scent of dream root and skyleaf drifting between them. The Mindbond nears Henrian. "Do you sense it in the hush?" she asks, voice low, eyes fixed on the empty expanse where no boat nor beast mars the placid lake. Henrian smiles, his gaze sweeping the aquamarine deeps and the distant rune-etched domes barely peeking through the wild green. In such peace, Clarithia, even the heart's old wounds may heal. Yet it is the calm before the wellspring's trial. Each reflection holds a riddle, and none may cross unchallenged. With a gentle laugh, Clarithia hands Henrian the flask. "Then let us share this draught, friend. One sip for courage, one for memory, and one for every kin who waits unseen beyond the mirror." As they drink beneath the vast, unclouded sky, the shimmering silence feels charged with unseen promise. Each ripple a whisper from the wellspring, calling the band onward to the planet's secret heart, and the fate only the bravest dare to claim. EXT, Temple of the Harmonic Dawn. Late afternoon. The Temple of the Harmonic Dawn blazes with pigment in the molten light, its indigo and gold reliefs undulating like star serpents across the silent facade, while the closed auric gate gleams beneath swaying palms, their fronds whispering secrets overhead. Jambateyen approaches, arms full of offering bells and lotus threads, her laughter gentle as she calls to Henrian Dactor, who stands sentinel beside the rosy boundary wall. "Henrian, the well's memory thrums within these stones. Will you sound the waking bell?" she asks, her voice threading through the hush. Henrian's lips curl in a steady smile as he lifts a bell to the wind, its crystalline note ringing out and sending faint ripples through the air, stirring the painted guardians on the temple's eaves. Clarithia Vitani drifts near the gilded gate, her touch reverent as she traces an ancient glyph. Here, where silence is sacred, only the pure of purpose may step within. At her words, Master Overkill emerges from beneath the palm shadows with a mischievous grin, clutching a cluster of starfruit, and winks. If the gate bars heroes, perhaps it hungers for fruit or laughter. Shall we tempt fate together? The group gathers before the ornate threshold, the dying sun painting their faces in gentle gold, as Jamba's voice rises in welcome. "Companions, the last passage awaits. Let us cross in unity, for only those who carry song and kinship in their hearts may wake the temple's true memory and claim the Mindbond." As the bell's echo lingers, the hush deepens, and the ancient doors tremble. Between hush and hope, the final trial beckons.